Hello. Trying to get everything set here. Is anybody with me tonight? Hang on, guys. Let me get my set here. Is anybody with me tonight? All right. Looks like Sheila's joined us from Louisiana. Is that right? Yay. Aurelia, hi. Welcome. And Linda Rose, hi. How are you guys? Oh, we're just getting on here, Lord. I've got to set this thing. I've got a new mount up here, and got a new setup here tonight. So I'm trying to get this figured out. So y'all bear with me until I get the kinks worked out of this thing. Trying to. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Debbie. Welcome, welcome. We're going to get it fixed here sooner or later. Got a new Archon mount here and got my phone mounted, and I've had it 100 different ways trying to get this thing where you can see what I'm doing tonight and it won't be so far away. So y'all bear with me. Thank y'all for joining me. This is Rita with Rita's Wreath Barn, and hopefully we're going to do something that everybody will learn from and will like tonight. It'll be fun. You can see and hear me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Sandy. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. Hey, Debbie. Welcome in. I'm trying to watch my iPad down here because I can see that one is too far away for me to see the comments, so I have to look at this one. So y'all just bear with me as we go through here. And welcome in. Wherever you're from tonight, comment in there and let me know where you're from, where you live, or what you're doing tonight. For those of you who might not know me, I am in Midland, Texas. And of course, crafting's my game here. That's what I like to do, and do some fun things for you guys in Wreath. And I'm just starting to do the lives. I've done crafts for many, many years, and sold them and had storefronts and different things. Done it out of my home for a lot of years. So just trying to do something new now and go live. And Rita's Wreath Barn is up on Facebook here. Would appreciate it very much throughout the night if you guys join me, if you would like and follow my page. Hey, Miss Karen Shirley, how are you? And Cindy from Maine. Okay, great. Welcome in. Welcome. Hey, got North Carolina. We got Louisiana. Let's see. I know we got Midland, Texas. We got Colorado. Oh, my goodness. Lisa, I forget where you are. I talk to you all the time, but I just forget where you are now. I know you're in, is it San Antonio or somewhere in that neighborhood? Because you're my neighbor. You're close to me there. I don't know if that's the correct town, but I know you're close to San Antonio. And Jan from California just jumped on. Thank y'all. Miss Karen is from North Carolina or South Carolina. I know she's moved now, so she was in South Carolina. I think it's North Carolina now. I'm not sure. And Trudy, hello from North Carolina. Welcome to you. And if I miss your name, please forgive me. I'm going to be a little bit busy. We're going to make something pretty. And I promised you, if you guys read my post earlier yesterday or today, we're going to make something icy blue and snowy. I don't know about where you live. I know that Sandy's been getting some snow and bad weather. We got it today, even here in Midland, Texas, believe it or not. I know Carolinas have gotten it. They got hit really bad. I have family and friends back in there. Linda has just joined us from Oklahoma. Hey, Miss Cindy Harrell, how are you? And we got Wreath and Buddies on here. Lisa's a wreather. Sandy is definitely a wreather and a chalk couture person. And Miss Cindy does wreaths. She's on Etsy and all as well, and she's just joined us here. Lots of people I know that do this. Hey, Jessie. My niece just kicked in here. She's also from San Antonio, Lisa. She's, I don't know how do you pronounce it. Is it Miko or Miko? Miko, is that correct? That's the area she lives in. So we're just getting all kinds of people jumping on. So let me show you what we're going to be doing tonight. Thank y'all for joining me. It's so sweet of you to join me. And I am new at the lives, but hey, I've done lives before in other venues, and but this is quite different when you have to try to watch this thing and talk to people. And Logan, West Virginia has just joined us in the barn here. Thank you. We appreciate that. But it's fun. I love to wreath. I love to craft all different kinds of things, and wreathing is fun. And it's always good. I know if you were watching last week, you'll see this right behind me, this beautiful big old cross that we did last week. And everybody seemed to love it. I don't think I can top that one this week, but we're going to have some fun anyway. And, you know, it's been so cold and wintry and snowy in most of you guys' areas. And even ours today, it was frigid cold. And so I saw, well, you know what? We're going to do something cold, wintry, and icy blue. And here is what we're going to start with tonight. This is our icy blue frame, and this is a pencil frame. It's a 15-inch, and it has 18 ties on it. These little twist ties is what we're going to be working with tonight on a round wreath. And so a little bit different from the cross we did last week for sure. And So thank you, Lisa. I'm glad you liked the cross. Yes, thank you very much. And Sheila, thank you. Yes, welcome everyone. And here's what we're going to put on it tonight. I've already got my things cut. I didn't want you guys to wait on me to cut everything tonight. Here's the icy blue and the white. And I just, it's sticking to everything here. I've got my ribbons cut over here. So we're going to do, not poofs. If you're used to seeing poofs, we're not going to do those tonight. We're going to do ruffles all the way around. It's easy, it's quicker, it's fuller. I think it makes kind of a fatter wreath. When we get this done, even though it's 15-inch, it may come out to be around a 24-inch all the way around after we're finished. So we're going to get going. Let me show you a couple of things I pulled out. I don't know how we'll decorate till we get to the end. Sometimes we really don't know. We just wing it. As crafters, we're creative. Something will hit us in our vision as we look at these things when they're done. But I pulled out a couple different things here. This reminded me of winter, this little snowy tree looking stuff, and it has like little icicles on it. I pulled out some of that, and I thought this definitely looked like snow. It's very lightweight and very easy. We may decorate with some of that. We may change our mind at the end. I don't know. But we've got a sign to go on our wreath tonight. And this one's called Let It Snow. And that's just exactly what it did in our area for a while today. Thank heavens it melted and went away and it turned into rain. But it was a nasty mess around here for a while. So we got some beautiful ribbons. I'll show you those as we get to them, but we're going to go ahead and start tonight. And all it is just ruffling. For those of you who are crafters, you already know how to do this. If you're not a crafter, we just take this little curl, which I have cut to 30-inch lengths. This was a roll of 10-inch mesh, 10-inch wide, in other words, and I cut 18 strips because we have 18 ties. And I actually split these up between the two colors. I wanted not one color, but two to mix in. So I've got, you know, a mixture of the white and the blue. So I just divided them out. So we're going to take this, we're going to lay it down. I like to kind of turn my first end under so the ragged edge isn't messy. And I like to just start ruffling until we get to the end. I just dropped it, don't you know? Until we get to the end. This is a little bit of a stiffer mesh right here, so sometimes these are a bit tricky when you start trying to ruffle them up because they're easy to slip out of your hands. When I tie this down, I don't know if you can see this, I like to put it sideways in here and tighten it down and give it one good turn or so to keep it in there. And the reason we're going to put them sideways is because when we go to the next one, as you can see, the ruffle is in there. We go to the next one, as we go around, it will fill it up, it will push it out, and it will give it lots of fullness. So we're just going to alternate the blue and the white until we get all the way around this thing. And this white is a little softer and a little bit lighter weight than the blue is, so it will probably be a little bit easier to ruffle. And so we just ruffle those up just as easy as that. We come in here. I started on the bottom row. You can start on the top or whichever you like, whatever suits you and is easier for you. And then we just kind of, this wants to stick together so badly here. And it'll be better as we get a few pieces in there, but you can kind of see the blue and the white. And I know it looks like it's really thin and you can see everything on this frame, but I promise you, when we get finished, it will be all colored. And it will be thick and it will be really full and pretty. So all we're doing is just taking each one, just laying our fingers down. If you can see this, I know I'm on my phone tonight, so I don't get as big a picture for me to see what you guys are seeing over there. But we just ruffle these up. It looks like a little bow or a little fan, and we just come and put it in our next tie. And that's all we're doing. It is so simple. If you've never done these or never done any crafting, this is such an easy way to start with wreaths, I think, anyway. And just make sure that you pull the one next to it up and fluff it so it is not crammed and flat in there. And we're just going to alternate back and forth. And my mesh, y'all know how this mesh stuff is. It sticks to everything it can find. So, oh my goodness. It's going to stick to me and my shirt and everything else tonight. That's the one thing about when you're crafting with this mesh, because it is kind of sticky natured, I call it. You have to be careful what you wear. You can't wear sweaters and things like that because it'll hang on your clothes and pull and just be obnoxious. In which I probably should not have worn a sweatshirt tonight because I'm going to have to keep it away from me. It's going to stick. So tell me what you guys are up to over there. Thank you, Sandy and Lisa and Cindy. I know y'all are probably talking to some people and answering some questions out there. For those of you who have not maybe seen my Facebook page, it is Rita's Wreath Barn. I would appreciate it if you would check that out. I do have a shop on there. Some of my wreaths are in the shop. I do not have them all up at this point. People were asking me this week if I had the purple cross that we made last week up there, and I don't yet. I apologize for that. I've had computer issues, and it's been at the Geek Squad there for a little while this week, and actually had it transferred, all my stuff, to a new computer. My husband was nice enough to get me a new laptop for Christmas, and so I have just been in the middle of trying to get all the stuff transferred over, which if any of you are computer people, you know what that's like. I am not a techie person, so that's probably my biggest downfall with being on some of these programs, is trying to figure out how to get them to work. But we just take it one step at a time, and hopefully that we learn as we go. And that's what I'm doing, learning as I'm going with this computer stuff. So, needless to say, I got behind on putting stuff in there this week that I should have had already done in my shop. But y'all check it out if you get a chance, and I promise you I will get the 2 crosses that I made up there, and I will get them done. I promise I will. And I thank you all for your interest. I've had some great interest and comments this past week on the cross that we did and the gold one that I showed as well. So I appreciate all you talking about that and sharing it. And I would appreciate you sharing this video tonight and share it to your timeline. And let all your friends and family know that I'm here, and I will be doing lives at least once a week, and I have started trying out the Thursday and to see how well it works. And schedules are tough sometimes, especially this time of year. I bet y'all are busy out there, Christmas shopping and doing all the cooking and the baking, which I have done none of. I did get the Christmas thing done, but the baking has forgone. I have not had time to do that. But y'all tell me what you like to bake, or do you bake at Christmas? I'm a big baker. I love to make cakes, and I do make fudge and candies and things like that, and I've done that as a tradition for many years, although I don't do it as much anymore since we're out here with not any family or friends or anything out here except our church family. And so I really don't do a lot of baking like I did when I was back in the Carolinas. So, but I still like to eat it. I still like to eat it. Dee Dee, South Texas. Oh, great. Another Texan jumped on here. Let's see. I know I've missed some posts. There's Jenny from Louisiana. And thank you, Linda Rose, for sharing. Thank you very much. Hi, Miss Julie. Miss Julie's from our church. Thank you for joining us tonight. For those of you who just jumped on, I'm throwing mesh all over the floor. We are making an icy blue wintry wreath, and it's going to be a snowy kind of a wreath, and we're doing all ruffles on it. So if you guys have not made one or seen one, I know most people do a lot of poofs and things, which I do too, on my wreaths, but I just decided to be different tonight and do the ruffles. They are 30-inch ruffles that I have cut from 10-inch mesh. And so we're just tying them in all these ties and fluffing them up as we go. And then we are mixing the colors because I like the blue and white for the icy snowy look. And so we're just about at the end right here of the bottom row. So that's wonderful. We're just about there, and we'll start on the top row, and then we'll go and we'll do our beautiful ribbons that we've got over here. So what's everybody doing tonight? Y'all done with your Christmas shopping? I kind of was late this year. You know, I used to be one of those people that had all my Christmas shopping usually done by Thanksgiving. Don't you know? I used to be so organized. What happened to me? I don't know. I really don't know. But the last few years, I have really gotten behind. I'll tell you that. And so I'm about there, though. I'm getting there. But it's been a slow process. I guess, you know, trying to do this business and doing the things that I need to do to try to get myself caught up and done. And then I just kind of, I get lost in the crafts, y'all. You know, it's like we say here at the barn, it's feeding time, always at the barn. And we like to feed your craft cravings. And that's my slogan. That's what I, you know, really am out to do, is feed your craft cravings. Maybe show you a little something that you maybe haven't seen before, just like we did last week with the cross. And maybe help some of you learn something a little bit different. So I think it's fun, and I am just excited when I find something that comes. You start with nothing. Basically, when you do crafts, you start with nothing and end up with something beautiful. So that's what we do. We feed your craft cravings. So if anybody's hungry tonight, we're going to feed your craft craving. You think you're done, Cindy? Good for you. I'm glad. I'm glad for you guys. So is everybody traveling for Christmas? Or y'all staying home? What's everybody doing? I know we're going to be here. We're going to be here. Y'all will see how this stuff will fray. And that's just the nature of the beast when you work with mesh. But you gotta trim as you go, because there's little strings everywhere in this stuff. Everywhere, everywhere. Now I'm trying to mix it up here and put a blue one and a white one and a blue one and a white one. So hopefully it will come out really pretty when we're done. So I hope y'all can see. I'm not sure how this view is coming out on camera. Can y'all kind of see where we're at and what we're doing here and how that's coming together? It will be, I think, pretty when we're done, hopefully. And we get everything on it. Oh my goodness, I'm just sticking together with this mesh everywhere tonight. I'm glad y'all jumped on with me tonight, and I thank y'all for sharing and liking and following my page. And I will let y'all know that, like I said, I do have the Facebook page up and running. I have a YouTube channel, and it's up, but I don't have any videos on it yet. I'm just starting to download into that. I just got that up this past week, so I will be doing lives on YouTube as well, and I will be sharing that with you from my Facebook page. So y'all just kind of watch for that. I know that some of you have asked me about alerts for when I'm going live. For right now, I would just ask you to watch for my post on Facebook, because I don't have my alert box thing set up yet. And, you know, it's Christmas season, y'all. It's busy. There's a lot going on. And I hopefully within the next week or so will get that done. It's just been a lot going on. For those of you who were with me last week, know that there was a death in my family last week. And then also in the same week had a close family friend since I was a young kid, and she passed away just a few days ago. So it's been just a really busy couple of weeks, and other things going on as well. So y'all just forgive me if I'm not moving as quickly on some of this stuff as I should be, but you know, life goes on. We do what we do. So we get to it when we get to it, and that's the way it is. So, but we will get there. And y'all, for now on, like I said, I don't, until I get the alerts set up, I would just appreciate it if you would just watch for my, my post on my Facebook page. I will have them done, and I will put them on there at least a day or so before I go live, so you will be able to catch me if you can. So I would appreciate that. Who am I missing here? We got new people that I haven't seen yet. It's hard for me to do all this and watch all that at the same time when I don't see it very close here. So I know what's everybody been doing. I know Debbie Whitney is on here, and she's been making cookies today, Christmas cookies. I saw pictures of them. They were beautiful. I saw them on Facebook. And so I guess for her family gatherings, and that's what she's doing. That's wonderful. Anybody else made anything yummy? Me? I haven't hardly cooked at all or baked much at all lately. So it's been crazy. And what were y'all talking about? The rolls. I saw something. Cindy, what did you ask? Or did I miss that? And I didn't use any large rolls tonight. I just used a 10-inch rolls, 2 10-inch rolls, the white and the icy blue. And, you know, I believe that all of these came from, let's see, I think the white came from actually Hobby Lobby. And I believe that the blue, the icy blue came from Craft Outlet, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I will show you when we get to the ribbons what we're using and where they came from. So if anybody wants to try, whether you do this color or not, you can do any color that you like, whatever you might want to go with your own decor. And of course, this will go up in my shop for sale when I'm done. And but you can pick any color you like to do it, and you can mix and match it, or you can do all one color if you like, whichever is your choice. And this is pretty in Christmas colors too. If you've done or are still doing any Christmas or seasonal wreaths, this is gorgeous. You can mix and match your Christmas colors and make a beautiful wreath doing this. So, I think we're at the end here, guys, about it. That didn't take long at all when you're doing just the ruffles and putting those in. We'll get this one in and I'll let you see what it looks like. Oh, the big rolls of the polka dot ribbon. Well, I tell you what, I got, I know my last order that I just got from Craft Outlet, they had the big polka dot ribbon because I've got some. I also buy from a place called Michelle's Adorable Creations. And she's in my area here, but she's an online store. You can check her out on Facebook. She also has a site, a website, and she does mostly online business. So y'all can check her out. I know she's got it. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that Sims Pottery does. If you buy wholesale, you could find it through them. I didn't find much of it at Hobby Lobby, so I will say that they didn't have a lot of choices in it, but you may find some from time to time depending on what they have in stock at your area. Alrighty, we are around there with these. Look at there. There you go. That's what we have so far. And it's the real pretty icy blue and white. Can everybody see that? Yes, you can still see a hole in the middle. And yes, it's still kind of sparse. But remember, we still have ribbons to put on here, which we're going to do right now. And I'm going to show you what I picked out today. And I think I've thrown some of them in the floor, actually. Okay. I like to do 3 ribbons in my ties. That's just me, and most of the time I do. There are times when I don't, but this happens to be one of those times I'm going to use 3 ribbons. And I've got 3 different kinds of ribbons, and I tried to stay in the color scheme that we're doing. So here's the 3 that I have chosen, and I stacked them all up, and I will let you see them one by one here. This one, if you look really close, it kind of looks like an ornament. But when you look at it, and when I looked at it, all I saw that looks like kind of like bubbles. You know, kind of just like a snowy look. It was a very pale blue, and it has the silver edge, and it looked like bubbles. And this one was just a perfect match for the colors that I was using with this pretty blue right here. It was a gorgeous match. And it has the polka dots in it, and they are different shades of blue. They look like snowflakes, some of them, and the silver on a white background. So we pulled out our white, we pulled out our blue, and we have the silver, which this has a silver tint to it because of the metallic thread in it. So that's going to match really well. And so we went from the polka dots to the stripes, because this is a canvas, more like a canvas type ribbon, and it's thicker, a little bit stiffer and heavier, but I think it will work well. Look how it matches this blue and white. It's gorgeous. So that's what we're going to do, and we'll use the same ribbons for the bows as well. We're just going to mix it up, and I'll do a little bit something different in the bow. So here we go. We're just going to start tying these in, and I'm going to stack them, and I'll try to stack them all in the same manner. And I like this little polka dot one right here on the top. Now they will be spread out, but I just stack them all together. We have dovetailed the ends. For those of you who may not know what that is, all you do is you just take your ribbon and you just fold them in half, and then you fold it in half again, and you trim the ends from the folded edge, and that gives you a nice little V shape, or a dovetail as we call it. So I'll take my ribbons, I stack them up, I kind of fold them in half and give them a little pinch at the bottom so you find the center. Once you find the center, then you're just going to pinch them together just neatly and easily. I like to just take mine and fluff them in my hands. You see the curve that it gives, and it will help them to stand out in your wreath. Okay, so we just go in and we're going to tie those in. You don't even have to untie these because the twist ties, there's plenty of room because these are long enough, but I like to give it 3 turns, and then I like to just kind of stretch them out a little bit so they will all be separated and nothing will be stacked up together. So I'll show you when I get this one done if you can't see it on camera. And then I'm not going to do anything with these ties just yet. So we'll see at the end what we want to do. And let me just show you that one. Can you see those ribbons in there? How you just separate those after you tie them in? And they're going to be really, really pretty after we get them all on. So we just keep going down the row and down the row. This is going to be an easy wreath to do once you put your bow and you put your sign on here. Then you can decide if you want anything else on it. You can really embellish it or not embellish it. It's going to be beautiful either way. You can leave it a little bit plainer if you like, or you can just go to town and dress it out however you like it. So we're just going to get these ribbons in here. So what are we talking about over here? What am I missing from you guys? I don't know what's going on here. So somebody's power's out. Oh my goodness. That's not a good thing. Who struggles with cutting the dovetails? Kathy? And that's the easiest part, I believe. The easiest part is cutting the dovetails. It might take a little time to do it, but it is easy. So, just a little practice, just like anything else. You got to practice. Got to practice. So, Sandy, is it still snowing in Colorado, or are you guys, is it done now? Is your little storm over with? She was having a hard time last night getting home in all this snow. The wreath in the background. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Who said that? Alicia. That's what we made last week on the live. That's the purple cross, if you can see that. And I made that one on live last week, and it was just something unusual. They're near and dear to my heart. I've made them for years, and everybody seemed to really like it. And so I'm glad that you saw it and glad that you like it. And you can go back. You can watch that replay if you like to see more of it and see how it was done. Just go to my page at Rita's Wreath Barn, and the video's on there, so you can go back and look at it and watch it and check it out. And I also showed a gold one that I had done when we got to the end, just because I had made another one. And so you'll get to see 2 crosses on there. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Andy. Yes, you can go back and do that. Thank you. The crosses are so pretty, and especially for this time of year, I think, and they're good for all year. And now that is quite a large one. It was a 27-inch, but they do make them in a 20-inch. You can do them smaller than that. I've done both sizes, and I just happened to make the 2 big ones this year just because that was what I was going to do for a live, and so they're gorgeous. Most people wouldn't have that kind of space to hang them in their house, so you can do the smaller ones if you like. And they're fun to do. And I thought it was rather an easy project. It's just got more ties to it because it's longer. Of course, the 20-inch ones don't have that many, so it wouldn't be that bad. And it takes about the same mesh and everything as it does for another wreath project. So you can dress them up. You can put whatever you want on there. You can put flowers on them, make them pretty. I've made them for churches, made them for gifts. I've sold them, so they're fun to do. Thank y'all. Cindy, you did order the... Oh, great. I've got my order in. I haven't finished it. I got to order some more. People have been asking me. And so I'm going to get some 20-inch ones too because I want to do the smaller ones as well. I'm glad that you liked it enough to try them out. I think you will like doing those. I hope that I gave somebody some incentive to do something different because the crosses are not, I just don't see anybody doing those on the lives or anything. So I think they're a great thing, and especially this time of year. So I think it'll be fun and you'll like them, Cindy. You will. No, Cindy has not been doing any lives. I've been trying to talk her into it. She's really good wreath maker and she should be doing lives. So maybe we will entice her to get on here and be crazy just like the rest of us. She can do it. Cindy's a nurse, so she has a busy job. She works in a nursing home, so she's got a lot going on too. So, but she can find time to do a live. Yes, she can. Sandy just started doing lives too, but she's doing them with her chalk couture, her paintings. So if you guys, I'm sure, are familiar with chalk couture, and they've got some beautiful stencils in there, and it's wonderful paint, and it's so simple and easy to do. So y'all need to just go check out Sandy's page. It's Trending Designs by Sandy. Trending Designs by Sandy. So y'all check her out on Facebook, and I think she has Chalk Couture website as well. So y'all check her out and look at her project. She's also a wreath maker. She does all kinds of stuff. So, and she's out of Colorado. She's on here with us. She's my craft buddy over here. And so y'all look at her projects as well. And then you will find, I think she still has an Etsy shop. You could find her on there. And Cindy also has an Etsy shop. And Cindy, I guess you still have it up and running, right? I haven't been to your shop lately, but... So there's some talented people on here. Miss Lisa, I don't know if she's still on here or not, but she's a new crafter, just starting to do some lives. And so that's fun. I watched her do a really beautiful Christmas thing last week. So there's a lot of talented people on here doing their own thing, which is wonderful. Oh, hi, Lisa. You are still here. Thank you. She's going live again. I think it's Saturday night, is it not, Lisa? So y'all watch for her as well. We're just all a big craft family. That's what we are. How are y'all liking this one so far? Y'all like the colors? Is everybody okay here? I'm not seeing people saying too much here. So, Saturday. Okay. Thank you, Lisa. So what's everybody asking for Christmas? Is anybody getting something really... I already got mine, so I'm excited. My laptop was going bananas on me, so I was excited to get that. Haven't really got to use it much yet, but I'm just now getting it up and going, so... Yes, I love the craft family. It's wonderful, Lisa. Yes, it is. So, what's everybody getting for Christmas? Love the colors. Thank you, Sandy. Aha. Chelsea is watching while at work. Okay. Just don't get caught and get in trouble, but we thank you. And I appreciate y'all if you will share and the video, and if you'll go to my page at Rita's Wreath Barn, I would appreciate it if you would like and follow my page. It would really help me out tremendously as I try to grow my my friends on my business page. So thank y'all for that. Okay, great. Okay, you're buying yourself a Pro Bow by hand. Good for you. You know what? The Pro Bow looks wonderful, and I am glad people use it. There's some gorgeous bows, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to do it because I watch and watch and watch, and I cannot figure out what to do next. I am like, I think I'm so stuck. I used to do all of mine by hand, and my hands have gotten to where they're a little rough on me trying to do it. So I got the Bow Dabra, and I use the Easy Bow, which I really like. So I'm kind of addicted to those two at the moment. The Pro Bow is wonderful, and I've seen some gorgeous bows made on it. But, you know, I struggle enough with the computer technology, and heaven forbid that I would try to figure that thing out, because I'm not so sure if I could do it justice. I have enough time trying to do the bows as it is, so especially with my hands anymore, I have a little struggle. A lot of you probably don't even know this, some of you that have been my friends, unless you were my friends for many, many years. I was a nail tech for many years, since like 1992. I'll date myself, y'all. I will date myself. So I worked myself so many hours and so many years doing that I caused some problem. I'm a left-hander, if y'all haven't seen that by now. I worked myself into some problems with my thumb area and stuff from doing all that work so tedious and so close for so many years. So I do have some issues with it now, and I struggle, but God is good and He gets me by. But I just find new and different ways to do things now, because I don't do it the same as I used to. Even making these wreaths is hard. If I make like the other day, I made like 3 in one day, and when I got done, I was really, really struggling. And so it's very hard if you got any tendonitis or you know, something that's not working as well as it used to. But, you know, we all have things we have to go through, and it's okay. We all find a better way and an easier way to do things. So I'm just glad that I can still do this, because it's definitely a love for me, and something that's fun. And now I'm trying to turn it into a business and doing lives, and so I've got to work with my hands. I have to keep them, you know, working for me. So we just do the best we can. So that's why sometimes I take the easy road. I take the easy road. Does anybody else do that these days? There's new gadgets out there. Every time you turn around, there's always something good to make your life easier. And that's a wonderful thing. But, you know, everything isn't made for everybody. We all have our favorite ways to do things. We all have our niches. We all have our problems as well as the good things. So we have to just, you know, do whatever we got to do to make it come out right. So, but, you know, there's room for all of us. We can all do our thing. We can all help each other, because that's what we're supposed to do, and we will all be better for it. Amen. That was my speech for the night, y'all. My speech for the night. I just like showing people stuff, and, you know, some people will turn around and say, well, you know, why are you going to show everybody else what to do it? And then they'll put you out of business. And I said, no, because, you know, if I show somebody else how to do it, I'll get blessed for it. And they will too. They'll be blessed by learning something new and different and fun, and by something that makes them happy if they do it. And, you know, I believe that God will bless us all for what we do if we do it in the right way, in the right manner. So I'm just thankful that He gives me an opportunity if I can go live and show somebody how to do something that they might learn, and it might take them into a better place in their life. It might make money for them and their family to be successful in whatever they do. So, you know, that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. So there's room for us all. Always room for one more. Don't you know? So that part doesn't bother me. There's always going to be somebody in a different place than you are. Somebody that's going to do something different than the way you do it. That doesn't mean yours is right or wrong or theirs is right or wrong. You just got your own style and your own thing. And I think it's fun. Because I tell you what, I love to watch other people. And I watch a lot of videos and a lot of other people do their crafting. Because not only is it fun to watch and it's entertaining, but you can also learn from other people. And I see a lot of my mistakes, I'll tell you, a lot of times, because I'll say, well, why was I doing it like this? Because this way comes out better. This way is much easier. So it's a good thing, and we can share it. We can share it with others. So I like it. I hope y'all do. And, you know, everybody might not like every project that we do, because, you know, we design for ourselves, do we not? That's just like picking out clothes. We go shopping for clothes. We pick out what we like, not what somebody else likes, right? So we wear what we like. We pick out what we like. And the same way with crafting. We make what makes us happy. We make what we like to do. And I think if we make it with love, we make it fun, we make it, and it makes us happy, I think that we will make somebody else happy. That's just the way I look at it. So there's going to be people that like it and people that don't, but that's okay, because we all have different tastes. God does not make us all alike. So it's fun. I like to watch other people and find new things. So I love color. Is there anybody else in here that crafters don't make mistakes? They make unique designs. You are so right, Miss Sandy. You are so right. But I tell you what I have done. I have made things and I pulled them apart a lot of times and thought this was going to work, and it didn't. And it ended up being ugly. It's like I tore it up. Have y'all ever done that? Do y'all do that too? Or am I the only one that messes it up? I don't know. Oh, I've done that so many times. I've started projects and thought it was going to work out, or thought I would like it, and then I ended up getting it half made and thought it was ugly, so I tore it apart. And sometimes you got to lay it down for maybe days or a week or something. You might go back to it and you might put it all back together just like you had it and you like it. And sometimes you go back and you make something totally different out of it. And it's just, you know, sometimes today you might like it. Like, you can go buy an outfit and you wear it tomorrow and you love it. You put it on again like a week later and you don't like the way it looks, so you don't wear it. That's just the way it is. Is that just a female thing, y'all? Am I the only ones? There you go. Oh well, it's okay. Crafting's fun. I can sit and do it for hours all alone, all by myself, and have a great time and enjoy it. So that's what the best part is. It's something for yourself. And if it makes somebody else happy, then all the better. And we're just about done. We've got 2 more ties and we're done. We'll put a sign and a bow on this thing and we'll call it done. And see what else we want on here. And look at this little snowy, icy thing and see what we think about it. We may put it together and we might not like it. We don't know. But it was fun. It was fun. Taken a lot apart. Yes, I have too. Yes. It doesn't matter, you know, how many years that you have done this. You still make mistakes. You still start over. You still make things you don't like. I think it's kind of funny, but it is true. We do that. We do that. Oh, somebody just mentioned Costco, and I was in there the other day seeing if they had any ribbons left, and I tell you what, they about picked over. I didn't find any ribbons in there. No ribbons. It's sad. I wish they had put them in more often instead of just at the holidays, because they have great ribbon in there. I love their ribbon. But I think I bought them out the first time. Yes, and I did watch Bob Ross. I love it. And I've got one of his sets, too. And packed away somewhere, and I haven't even used it. Okay. I'm missing a tie somewhere. Did I cut too many, or am I just missing one? I got to have one somewhere. Or either I cut one too many. Let's just look. Because this gets so full that sometimes I miss them. Okay. Y'all help me. Well, I can't find it. Either I cut one too many or I can't count. Whichever it is. Well, I'm looking. But I don't see it. Okay. My goodness. Well, I haven't done that. See, what were we just talking about, making mistakes? And I guess I can't count either. Because I've got one extra ribbon. Well, that's all right. I'll just lay it here. If I end up finding it, then I'll put it in. But at this point, I have no idea. But let me show y'all where we are right now. There you go. Can y'all see this? Look how pretty. I know it has a hole in the center, but, you know, we still have a bow and a sign to go on here. The colors are pretty, and it will be good once it's hung up. It will have a totally different look. And there you go. So now we've got our little icy blue snowy look. There you go. And let's see where we want the sign to go here. I have already put on the back of the sign, this is the way I chose to do. I've got these, they're called cable mounts. They're little square plastic cable mounts that have holes in them, and you can run your twist ties through them, your chenille stems. And they have a little sticky peel off on the back of them. I'll show you one here. And this is what they look like, if you can see them up close, for those of you who might not have used them. On the back is a peel and stick. It's sticky, but I don't trust it to stay on there. So I peel it off, and I put a little bit of this. This is Rapid Fuse, and it's by DAP. And I just put a little bit of that on the back because, trust me, that stuff is tough and it will not come off of the signs. You can use it on this wood, you can use it on the metal signs or whatever. So I'll just do a little peel off the peel and stick, put a little bit of that DAP, and then I will just attach it to my sign and run my chenille stem through it and twist it on. And I just put one on each corner so I have a place to attach the sign through the wreath. So that's the way I do. Now these signs come with the little hangers. You can cut them off if you like. I actually choose not to, because somewhere down the road, after either you use this or maybe a client uses it, they might want to take this off if the wreath gets, you know, packed up or damaged or something over the years, or fades, and they want to just keep the sign and use it somewhere else, then they still have a hanger that they can use the sign. So I just tuck it down in there because it's not going to be seen, and the wreath is going to protect it anyway. So, but this is how I choose to put that the sign on there on the back. Now you can, you know, tape this down if you'd like, or staple it down. I haven't found it to be a problem, so I really don't. I just tuck them down in there. This sign actually came from Craft Outlet. I ordered it back quite some time ago. I ordered a bunch of signs. And so this was one that I still had in my stash. So, and it says, let it snow. So that is our theme for tonight, our little icy blue snow scene. So let's see where we want this thing tonight. Are we going to put it right in the center? Are we going to put it on the side? Or I'm going to hold this up and see and let you guys look and y'all tell me what you think. In the center, at the bottom. We don't want it too far on the side because it is a sideways sign. I think it's either got to go kind of in the middle or it's got to go a little bit toward the bottom and then maybe the bow at the top. What do y'all think? Y'all tell me what you think. Get some ideas here from you crafters. There's an idea of how it will look if you put it right there, or we can put it completely in the center and then of course the bow at the top. And then that will hide you. Well, either way, if you put it right here and lower it just a little bit, your bow's going to hang down through here, so you really won't have a hole or anything. Or you could do it either way. You could put it back up here in the center and then the bow at the top. It's kind of a preference, just a personal choice. Whatever y'all think. Y'all tell me what you like. Center. And see, Kathy says the bottom. Cindy says the center. Linda Rose says the bottom. Debbie Whitney says the bottom. Deborah in the middle. Well, we're getting a variety here. Okay. And then Sandy votes the center. Center and the bow at 1 o'clock. Good idea. Good idea. Hey, Rhonda, welcome. Another friend from church. Thank you for joining. And Deborah says the center. All right, you guys. All right, I'm going to stand up a little, so if I get out of camera, y'all forgive me because I got to look here and see before I put this on what to do with this puppy. I kind of agree. The center is kind of just a mounting little spot for it, so I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to give it a shot there. And believe me, I have moved those too. I've put them on and didn't like them, and then I've moved them somewhere else. So it's been done before. But let's see if we can just put that in there. We just put it down, and I lost my chenille stem. Hold on. Okay. See if we can put the chenille stems in there and tie it down to the frame. You just kind of work it down between your mesh. Or through your mesh or whatever, and then you make it so you can tie it to the frame, and it ain't going anywhere, that's for sure. And I don't tie it too tight at first until I get it mostly on there, and then I can tighten it or whatever I need to do. Okay. And that's a good way to help hold your little hanger for the sign too. I've done that. I just loop it with my, loop it in there with my chenille stems, and it works just fine. And it's hard to do this without flipping it over at the back and seeing what you're doing. So I'm doing it all by feel. Y'all forgive me if I'm out of camera. I just dropped the chenille stem wherever it went. Okay. Well, that's hard to do when you can't see it. There we go. We'll have to straighten out all these little things we're wrinkling up here as we go. Okay, let me get down through this mesh. That's the hard thing to do, is get through the mesh. It's stiff. There. Now, you know, you guys, if if you're doing some new at wreathing or anything, you can buy your signs online. You can buy them anywhere you want. They, you know, they sell some nice ones at all different places. You can even get them at the Dollar Tree. I used the signs from the Dollar Tree as well. You can, wherever you find a sign that you like, that's what you can do. And I do make some of my signs. So I just didn't have any that I had made that matched these colors. That was a hard thing to try to match these, because I have had a couple of colors lately that were very, very hard to match. And this happened to be one of them, but this sign just went perfectly with it. So I'm happy about that, to get to use it and to find something that it went with. So okay, I think we're about to get this last one tied, and then we're good to go. Now, I don't know if any of you are new and maybe are new to wreathing or whatever. Some people, when they finish with their signs, now we like to always go back and make sure that our back looks neat and well done. Everything is trimmed. Everything is... the mechanics, as we say, are hidden, and so that it looks fluffy, it looks nice on the front, but we also want the back to look good. So you guys, there's a lot of people that will cover theirs with maybe felt, or you can find these little placemat things that some people will cover them with that. It just depends on whatever you like and what you do. Sometimes there will be people that put these on a door that might have glass or something, and so they do not want them to be where anything will scratch the glass, and you try to protect it for them. So they do put a covering on the back. I am one of those that does not put a covering. There might be a time where you have to, and that's fine if you do, but as a general rule, I do not put a covering. So that's a personal choice, and that just depends on what you're doing with it. Usually, if you know your customer, know where they're going to put it, they will tell you. And if you really need to cover the back, then you can. If you do it neat enough, and you go back when you're all finished, putting everything on it, and then you kind of clear up the back, as we call it, just clean up a little bit. I don't think it needs it, because if you've done a neat job of putting everything together, then it really doesn't need it. I have found over the years that it's perfectly fine. So that's something that you can do whatever you like, and you can make that choice to do. All right, I'm just fluffing out these ribbons, because when you flip it over like that and when you put that sign on, you're kind of mashing and crunching and all the work that you've just done. And now let me show you where we are, and let me kind of tell you a couple of things about this wreath at this point, okay? We've got the sign. We sort of put it in the center like, and there you go. You see, we still have a little bit of a hole, but that's okay, because when we put a nice bow up in this area somewhere, it's going to fill that and it won't be seen. So this is what we've got so far. Now, these little ties, these little twist ties that we have been tying stuff into all this time, some people cut them off. I've never cut them off. We twisted it 3 times when we put in the ribbon tails, because we wanted to make sure they were secure. So we've twisted it really well. Now you can leave them like this, because these are sparkly. And since we're doing a snow themed, icy theme, you don't have to do anything with these. Just make sure that everything is secure and that they're twisted enough. And then you can either kind of curl them down so they don't stick out, but let them be a part of the wreath itself, and let them be shown. And you can do that. Now, at this point, If you were going to tie in some tubing, which is the round tubing like I used last week, you'll see the tubing that I tied in here on the cross. I do that on a lot of my wreaths. I chose not to do it on this one tonight. I was going to let it stand alone. But for any of your little twist ties that you have at the end, after you've gotten everything done, you can go back and you can make sure they're twisted and just bend them down if you don't want them sticking out. That's total preference, personal preference that you can do. I personally like them. They don't bother me if they're sticking up because they're part of the design. So it's not a big issue unless it's just something that bothers you. So I'm turning these down just a little bit, but you don't have to. And I don't usually turn them down. And there's my tie. See, I told you I would find that tie. I knew I missed one. Let me just put this ribbon in. Thank you. I found that tie. Yay. What was that? If you will put the chenille stem, it will support your sign from. Yes, yes, it will. If you can get it to go through the mesh, yes, it will certainly support that. Sometimes there's not a hole to stick it in there. You kind of stick it around it, in and around it a little bit. So let me just get this last one in. I knew there had to be something I missed. So see, you guys, it don't matter how long you've been doing this. You can still count wrong. You can miss something. I do it all the time. So not a big deal. Not a big deal. We are good to go. There you go. I'm glad I found that, though. They had me worried there for a little bit. Okay. Yay. There we go. All right. We got that done. Now all we have to do is just make a bow and then make our embellishments, and we are done with this. And I promised to show you the ribbons that I was going to use. And let me slide this over. And I think we're going to do the easy bow tonight. And here's what I did with the ribbons. The what I call the bubble one that you guys saw. This one came from Hobby Lobby. Okay? And it was Christmas ribbon from Hobby Lobby. And that's going to be our one of them that we're going to use. But I'm going to throw another one in here. I'm bad about doing that with my bows. I kind of like my bows to stick out a little bit, or not stick out, maybe it's probably the wrong word, but I like them to be a little bit different than my wreath. I always use the same ribbons that I put in my wreath, but I like to add just a little bit of something as a fourth or a fifth, ribbon that will just make that bow stand out. Because when the wreath is so full and has all these little ribbon ties and signs and everything going on and embellishments that you put on it, sometimes the bow can get lost. So I like to make sure the bow can be differentiated from whatever's going on in the wreath. So I had this in my stash. I've had it for quite a long time. I'm thinking that it came from Hobby Lobby, but I'm not positive because I've had this ribbon on my ribbon thing there for a long time, and I just haven't found anything to go with it. So I'm going to use it as a base because it really matches this well, and I'm just going to make it the background, which will give it a little separation from the wreath itself. And then I'm going to go and use this next bubble one that we just talked about. And then I'm going to go back to our ribbon that we just used in here, and this one was a craft outlet ribbon. And I'm going to use that one. And then the little polka dot, different colored ones that we used, that one was also a Hobby Lobby ribbon. And I'm even going to go one step further, and I'm going to end up with the little icy ribbon that came. I found it at Hobby Lobby. And if you can see that, look at the sparkle in that ribbon. I love it. I found it in 2 or 3 colors, and it was a small roll. There's not that much on it, but if you use it as an accent somewhere, it can really set apart your wreath. And I think that's exactly what this will do. And if I use it on top as the very last ribbon, I think it's going to actually add a lot of appeal to this wreath, and it will sparkle and make it look like a snowy Christmas, which is what was my general intent to begin with. So there's where we are with the bow and the ribbons. We're going to try the easy bow here, and we'll see how the colors are pretty. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. Yes, and I hope it will stand out, and I hope I can get this done right tonight. You just got to decide what kind of a tail you want, how long you want. I'm not going to use a huge one. I'm just going to go to the end of the Easy Bow Maker, which is basically 8 inches, and I'm just going to start with that. And I'm going to let that, because I don't believe I need a really long tails on this one, since the sign is in the center. So I'm going to start with that 8-inch tail. And this is kind of a burlap ribbon here that I'm using. And what you generally do is just put it down. And then I like to just pull my tail down out of the way. And then you can just twist your ribbon. Now basically, since this is burlap, it's the same on both sides pretty much. You don't have to twist the ribbon if you don't want to. It's pretty much the same. I personally just twist it because, I don't know, I just feel like that's the way I do it, and that's what I do. Then you have to decide on what size you want your bow to be and how big you want each side. I typically generally do like a 6-inch bow, and that's pretty much what I stay at unless it's a really huge project. So I'm just putting that down and I'm twisting that, and I think we're going to do on the loops, of course we're going to keep them at 6 inches, and I think that we're going to do 3 on this background color right here. So that's where we're going to start. Do y'all use an Easy Bow Maker? Anybody out there? Or do y'all use something different? I do use the Bow Dabra as well. I like it. I most of the time will grab the Easy Bow. Sometimes I think it's just easy. What can I say? It's just easy. It's easier sometimes on my hands, so. The icy ribbon, yes, I do too. I think that is really cute, and I'm just tickled that I found that to go with this project. So, all right, I've got 3 loops there, and here's my 3rd one here. All right then, and we do not have to twist that last one because that's just our tail coming down. We just got to get it down, and I'll measure it to this one and cut it off, and then we're done with this one. Okay, ribbon number 1 finished. Okay, we did 3 lobes. I'm going to just separate these just a little bit. I kind of just like to give them a little separation, so it helps me just know where my loops should go. And I don't know, you don't have to do that. You don't really in this one, or the Bow Dabra you don't, but in this one it's kind of easier to do, I think. Separate them just a little bit, but they sometimes don't always want to stay in place. There we go. All right, just give them a little bit of a separation, that way you can see what you're doing. Okay, that one's number 1. Let me put this one in. And we'll start out the same way and measure the tail, and we'll start with the same size. And we'll just put the tail down, and I'm going to do the 6-inch on this one as well. Put it in and twist it. I don't know if how y'all can see that close or what I'm doing, but anyway, y'all can probably make better bows than I can. So, this is where my hands give me a lot of trouble. So, sometimes I'm a little bit slower at doing it because they do bother me. But it'll be all right. Okay, we twist it and we twist it. And we go back and make our second loop. And put it right in here. Twist it again. And 6 inches there, and twist it again. And I think that I am trying to decide if I want to make 3 loops on this, and I think I do. So let's go ahead and decide that right now. And I'm going to make 3 on these two, because this is 2.5 inch ribbon right here. So I'm going to give it 3 loops for each of those since I'm adding extra ribbon here. I'm adding extra ribbon. I'm adding a couple actually. But it will be different and it will be okay. It will be okay. Alright, there we've got the 3. And stick them down in there. It's hard because that burlap ribbon is really thick, so it makes it hard to keep your bow in this Bowdabra or in this Easy Bow. So, hi Amy, welcome. Welcome. Started with the Easy Bow and gave it to your daughter-in-law, and now you use the Pro Bow. Well, good for you. I'm glad you mastered that Pro Bow, because I'm just a little bit leery of doing that. But I'm glad that you have mastered that. So, you know, whatever works, because we all can use different things. If they work, they work. You know, so I'm glad for y'all. I may end up trying it one day. I don't know. I just haven't got courage yet to do that. But eventually I will. Okay, let's go to our little stripe bow here. We're only going to do 2 loops of this one. 2 loops of this one. Okay. 2 of this one. And I'm going to come in just a little bit to maybe like a 5 instead of a 6 on this one. So I'm going to shorten it up just a bit and get a little bit smaller with this one. Okay. About a 5. And twist it one more time. Oh my goodness, I hope I have enough to lift to do this because I'm about out of ribbon here. Okay. Oops, let me get that off. Maybe I can do it. I think I might make it. I think I might make it. Okay. Just enough. That was perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. My little dowel stick wants to come out of here. This has got it so spread apart because of this fat ribbon I'm using. Okay, let's get rid of that one. And we're going to go to our polka dot, and we're just about done. This is going to be one fat bow, everybody. But that's okay. It'll work. We're also going to do 2 loops on this one as well. Okay, let's twist that one. You want to make sure that your pretty side is always ending up on top. Your pretty side on top. So if you don't twist it, you won't get that. And some of them are thick and they're very hard to get twisted in there. Especially when you get this many pieces of ribbon in there. I've got quite a stack of ribbon going on here, girls. Okay. And we're still making it at 5 like we did the last one. We'll make them the same. Okay. And one more on this one. Y'all still with me out there? Okay. All right, one more loop here and we've got it. All right. to, let's just leave that flat right there and then cut it off. Okay, and now, done with that one. Now we're going to put the icy one in there, the little new piece that I said, well, let's just try it and see what happens. You know, you don't know unless you give it a shot. So that's what I'm going to do. So here's that pretty icy blue, and it looks just all sparkly and pretty. I like it. I like it. I like it. My ribbons are so fat in here, girls. They do not want to stay down. Trying to section these out, but they don't want to stay. Okay. Push them in there. All right, let's get this last ribbon in there, and then we're good to go. And this is either side is the same, so we don't even have to twist it. How about that? That's a good thing. No, well, yeah, it is. It does look a little bit different, so I'm going to twist it anyways. Okay. It looks a little bit flat on that side, so. And I'm going to come in just a hair, maybe a half of an inch down from the last loop, so it's not quite as large, but not very far. Okay. And I'm also going to make 2 loops on this one. 2 loops on this one. And then we are done. I think the bow is taking me longer than the whole project. What do you guys think? I got some other stuff planned for you guys on the next lives. I've got something planned for next week that kind of will be like a New Year's project, something that you can use. Well, I mean, you can use it all the time, but it just reminds me of the New Year's and the new and the you know, fresh colors for the New Year's stuff. So I've got that planned. So hopefully you guys will jump back on with me next week also, and we'll see how that turns out. I think it's going to be a cute project. So, all right, now I want to zip tie, and I also want to get a pipe cleaner, and we're going to put this thing together. Hopefully. Okay, I'll just take the pipe cleaner and I'm going to run it underneath all of my bows here, which is I don't usually have a giant stack like this, but this was I just had an idea to try it tonight, so you know what? We just do what we do. When you get an idea as a crafter, if it's in your heart and in your head, then try it out. The worst that can happen is you don't like it and it don't work and you take it apart and you do it again. But I've been there too, so that's all right. Oh, great. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me. I know it seems like it's been a long project, but it hadn't really been that long. The project went fast. This bow is taking me forever. Let me get rid of this. And I took that easily off of there. I didn't tighten it down yet. I want to make sure it's in the center of where I put the bow together. And as you can see that it is. It's quite a thick and fat bow. And before I tighten it fully down, you can maneuver anything that you want. Of course, we're going to fluff it out here in just a minute anyway. But if you need to maneuver anything around, you can. And give you a little bit more leeway to move stuff. I've got so many loops here, it's hard to tell. I'm going to flip this around to the back and turn it over. And the reason I left it loose is because I'm going to go in here and stick a pipe cleaner under here. And when you do that, then you have something to tie it on your wreath with. So make sure that's even. I'll put that right in there. And then I'm going to tie this puppy down. And I'm going to pull it with my pliers. I can't use my hands to pull it tight enough. So, okay. There we go. That's a really thick wreath. A really thick one. Now get my clippers and cut this off. Maybe cut this off. There you go. All right, now we have one flat, ugly looking thing that is supposed to turn out to be a pretty bow. So let's just see what happens. And I always start from the back and fluff from the back. That's just the way I do it. You can do it whatever way you like. Some people have a fluff box, and I don't at this point. I will get one. I truly will. I just haven't done it yet. But I need a fluff box really bad because this is hard on my hands. I don't mind telling you to have to hold this and pull. So sometimes you just have to flip-flop it and just get rough with it a little bit. But after you start maneuvering it, it gets a little easier and you can see where to place them. So the best thing to do is just start messing with it. And I hope that y'all may have a better way. It's a lot easier on the fluff box, trust me. But since I don't have one, I've done this by hand for so many years that I just kind of do it the hard way, I guess you would say. But that's all right, it works. And eventually you get it together and it looks nice. So, just keep playing with it until you get it to where it needs to be. And it looks terrible while you're doing it, but it eventually comes together. Eventually. What is a fluff box? Well, it is a box, a wooden box that's kind of heavy. You can make them yourself or you can buy them. You can look for them online. And they will, if you just put in fluff box, it will come up online. And it's like a square box. And the top of it has like a cup hook that's screwed down into the piece of wood. You take your bow in the back and you kind of hook it on there. On the side of it, it will have a little nail on the side. You can kind of just wrap your twist tie around that nail and it holds it onto the fluff box while you're doing all this that I'm trying to do by hand, which is the hard way, typically. But, you know, this used to be what they call the old way. And I'm still doing it the old way, pardon me, but, you know, it is what it is. So, if you don't have a fluff box, you might look into that and get one. I'm going to. I just have not done it at this point. That's what I should have asked for Christmas, was a fluff box. There you go. But, you know, eventually we get these things done. So, I just kind of like old school, old style, and that's what I've done for years. And you just kind of go with it. If that's what you've done and gotten used to, that's just what you do. So, you know, it works. It's just a lot easier and more precise and faster. And then you've got something to hold it down. So the fluff box is great. Anybody on there tonight have a fluff box? Cindy said she made hers. That's a great idea. To make your own if you have, you know, the means to do that. So, yes, Google it. You can Google it and you can go on, just put fluff box and it'll pop up. Just like Probo would pop up or anything else would pop up. And you can find out, they're not that much. They're only like, maybe what, Sandy, like $15 or something like that. And then you have to pay shipping on them and they're kind of heavy. So that's why a lot of people will make their own, because they are heavy and kind of expensive. You have more in it, the shipping usually, than it costs to buy it. So, but they are a wonderful thing if you've got them. And I will have it. I'm going to get one. I just haven't done it. I just haven't done it. So, we're getting there with this bow. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but in a minute, it will look a lot better. Because I have a lot of ribbons to fluff out, and that's when the fluff box really, really helps. If it's a small bow, it's not a big deal. But Now, I'll tell you, in the center of this, when you were making the bow, you could have made one more loop and made it extra and put a little center in it. But because this last ribbon that I used, you see how stiff it is? And I'll show you closer here in just a minute. But it was very stiff, and it will cover up the center where it won't look like there's a hole there. And if there was a hole there or anything, you could have put an extra little tiny loop in there and been covered it up, and it would have been perfectly fine. Or you could cut you a little piece of ribbon and tie it around the center, and then you would have an extra little covering there to cover up that center where it would not be seen. In this case, sometimes, like especially in the Christmas season, you would not see it because typically you would put something in there like a little ornament or something and glue it in, or maybe you have a flower or something that you want to put in there. So it works out. You can just work it out however you like, and you'll be able to fix it. So this is not wanting to go right here for some reason. I do not know why, but I'm going to mess with it here. All right, this is getting better. Let me just show you guys where it is now at this point. Now, and you'll be fluffing these things forevermore. And then I do not usually like to cut my tails or anything, or shorten them or roll them until I get them on the project and see exactly where I need them to go and where I'm going to maneuver them around to, and so and how short I need them. So I usually don't cut those until the very last thing. So you guys can do it however you feel you need to do. But this is going to give you an idea of kind of what it should look like, and there will be more fluffing, of course, as you get it on the wreath and maneuver it around. But here's our bow right now and what it's looking like. And you can see how stiff that is? And it just pops up right there and adds that extra little something, something, something in the middle. And so you won't really need anything to cover that center with. Isn't that a cute array of colors, though? And you can mess with that. Like I say, we'll maneuver these ribbons as we put it on the wreath. So, and that's awesome. Okay, I think we're ready to try to put this thing on here and see what it's going to look like. Now let's figure out a spot that will be good, and then we'll finish fluffing it once we get it on this wreath. And let's see where we're going to put this thing. A little bit off to the side. Somebody mentioned like about a 1 o'clock or something. Can y'all see that? I'm looking at such a different angle, I can't tell what y'all are seeing here. What we've got, the sign in the middle. There's the sign in the middle, and if we angle this just a little bit, hopefully you can see that and see what it'll add. Let's see what that looks like from where I stand, and then we'll give you a better angle of it in a minute. Okay. I think that'll be pretty cool. Speaking of cool, we made a cold and icy wreath, so it should be pretty cool. All right, let's see if we can get this down in there now somewhere. Put it on like a fat part so it will be poofy, and we don't want it all sunk down in the wreath or anything. We just want it to rest on top. If I can get my hands through the mesh. All right, I gotta flip it over. You guys forgive my back or my standing here, but I've got to flip it over to see what I'm doing. All right, let me see if that'll work, and before I tie it down really tight and big. All right. Okay. So, let me see if I can get you guys a better look now. Can you guys see that? All right, do you see that? I haven't got it tied down very tight. I'm just kind of checking it out for placement. How's that look to everybody? As far as the placement, somebody speak to me. You know, sometimes we can look at it and it looks different than what you guys are seeing. So, y'all help me out. Hi, Jamie. Oh, I'm glad you like the colors. Thank you. Thank you for joining. We appreciate it if you would share this video, and if you will also go to my page and like and follow my page. That would be awesome. I thank you for that. Thank you, Cindy. All right, y'all okay with the placement of where that is? And I'll fix the back of it later. I just want to get it in a position where I think it's okay. Now, and of course, we will fluff forevermore on a bow. You'll find us crafters, we can always tell you that we play with our bows all the time. We're never satisfied with the bows. And now it's time to cut the ribbons and see where they're going to land. And I, most of the time, will go back and dovetail them. And this one I'm going to cut for sure because I don't like that long one hanging there. I go dovetail that. And I want the sign to show. I do not want them where they're all hanging over my sign. They can hang over some, but I want to be able to read the sign. So let's see if we want to curl some and cut some, or what we want to do here. Or I'm just kind of, this is one of those personal things that a lot of people like to, you know, curl them rather than cut them. And it just depends. It's all personal taste. So, all right. I got some of them going that way and some of them going this way. So let's see. Y'all forgive me if you can't see right now, but I will show you the finished look here in just a second. And then we'll decide if we want to embellish or if we're happy with what we've got here. Because we have a couple of things I showed you in the beginning that we could embellish with, just to add a little snowy touch to what is already icy blue. All right, let's trim this one just a little and give it a little flair right here. Make sure that it's fluffy and okay. All right, not too shabby, not too shabby here. And curl that one just a bit. And we got one more, and I think we're done with the bow. I think we're done with the bow. All right. Okay, well, it took us a while on that bow, but I think we got it. Now, and of course, we will always go back and fluff these ribbons that got kind of squished in the bow process and in the turning it upside down. And we will go back and finish out those little details before I ever put it online to sell or anything. So I'll make sure and do that off camera later. I just wanted you to be able to see what the finished product looked like and see if we want to embellish. So let me see if I can give y'all a better look at this now that we've gotten it together, or let it snow. So what are y'all thinking? I like the colors. I think they're just icy blue and cute and fun. And you know, this can go on into the season, into the new year. You don't have to put it away because it really is not Christmas. It is not Christmas. It is just a snowy look, and it's an icy look, and you can use it in your house, on your door, or wherever you want. You can have it. It's fun because it's got the Let It Snow on there. It can go through the winter season and still be fun. So it's not just really a Christmas. I didn't use Christmas ribbon or anything, but you can use it either way. So there you go. What do you think? Let me hold a couple of things up here and see if you guys think we ought to put anything on there or not. And you know, it just might, sometimes you got to live with it a couple of days. I've done that. I have taken things and made them and hung them up or put them on the door in front of me. I have 2 doors here on this room, and I've got hangers on them, and I put them up there and I look at them for several days before I ever make up my mind. Well, is it done? Do I want to embellish more? Do I want to change something? And believe me, I do change. I do go back. I move signs. I move bows. I do different things. So sometimes you can be happy with it tonight, but tomorrow you may look at it in a different light. Sometimes you can work with a project so long and you're just like, okay, it'll pass, or I like it, and tomorrow you think, well, why didn't I do it another way? And that's fine. That's what we are. We're crafters. That's what we do. And so the snow branches, like these, I have 2 different kinds. And so you can cut them apart and use them singly and put them sparingly around, or you can leave them together as one group and do that. I think these would be better probably if they were apart. These I would leave together. That's just my own opinion. But here's what I was thinking originally with these was if I put something like right in here, kind of coming out of the bow, maybe a little bit like that. Except I can't find, I haven't cut these stems off, so they're long. But you can put it somewhere in here and coming out of there. Let me see if I can get you a camera angle where you can see this. And maybe on each side of the bow and coming out like that. I'm not sure you can see that at all. Let me stick it in here, then I'll hold it up. Okay. It's really hard with these long stems before I cut this off. And I don't want to cut anything yet until I know where I want to put it. So, yeah, like there. And then we like to do things in 3s. So, you know, we could put one down here, one down there, coming out of here. And then we could put another one over in here, coming out that way. And of course, they're not attached. I'm just going to let you see the idea. And you can either tie them down with wire or you can just glue them in. I think it gives it an extra dimension if you do that. Can y'all see that? What do y'all think? Good idea, bad idea? Somebody tell me. Hi, Janet. Thank you. First time from Ohio. What part of Ohio? I've sung over in that area, like in the tri-state area. I've done a lot of singings and stuff over in there. I was a gospel singer for many years, and I've done a lot of things up in the, I guess, Kentucky and West Virginia and Ohio, right up in there. I don't know if you're on that side or not, but welcome. Thank you. And hi, Barbara from Kentucky, too, as well. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what are y'all saying about the little snow people, the snow branches? Good idea, bad idea? If not, I may leave those until tomorrow and look at them and see what I think. I think okay. If I get the right placement, I think they'll add to the wreath, and I think that's real snowy and cute. What do y'all think? From what I can see here. Now, they're not attached. I just kind of stuck them in there. Akron, Ohio. Okay, thank you. Welcome. Yeah, I like it too because it gives you a visual point. And like you said, if you work in odd numbers or 3s, which I kind of like to do, especially when you're embellishing. And I think that will give it a nice snowy look. It will add some dimension to the wreath. And I think it will give it that snowy atmosphere that we've been saying. It was an icy, snowy look with the blues. So yeah, there we go. Maybe you can see it a little bit better that way. So I think that's what we'll do, guys, and I may attach those tomorrow. I want to clean up the back and do that first. I actually would do them now, but I forgot to plug in my glue gun, so it's not hot. I didn't think I was going to be doing any gluing tonight, so I forgot. But anyways, that's kind of our finished deal that we've done tonight. I hope y'all have liked it. I hope you've liked the idea and the project. I hope you will give it a try. And North Carolina watching, love the colors. Thank you. Aw, thank you, Shannon. That's very nice of you. Thank you. I'm glad y'all like it. You know, it was hard to do something after the crosses last week because everybody liked the cross so much and it was so new and different. And then when you come back and do something that's kind of what I call normal wreathing, you know, it's kind of hard to find something that everybody's going to like after that. But it's been wonderful. It's been a great night. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. I hadn't gotten to talk to a lot of you because it's busy when you're trying to get all this done in a short amount of time. And we went over longer than I would have liked to. But, you know, sometimes it takes that long to finish a project. So, and I will probably get these done and glued in here tomorrow and fix the rest of my back so it looks nice. And then I will get it ready and put it up in my shop on Facebook. So thank y'all so much for jumping on with me. Thank you to Sandy. I know you've been fielding some questions out there. And Cindy as well, and probably some others that I didn't see. But the website, I am working on a new website right now. I already have the domain name. It will be ritaswreathbarn.com, but it will not be up and running till I hope to have it before the end of January. So y'all, it's the Christmas season. It's a busy time. There's a lot going on, especially with the business and your personal, you know, things going on at Christmas and church things going on. It's just a super busy time of the year. So I'm going to try to keep doing a live every week, even through the holidays if I can. And I hope that y'all will join me again. I have been doing these last Thursday and this Thursday, and I will try to stay on Thursday unless we come up with a better plan and a better time to get this underway. I'm trying to settle on a day to do it, and so I will do some lives also on my YouTube channel. So when I put things on YouTube, I will let you guys know so you can follow that as well. I appreciate you following me and liking my page. Thank y'all for doing that. Thank you for hanging in here with me tonight. Look for this project and others that I do on my Facebook shop, because you can shop in there. You can go in there and look at all the things that I post and all the things that I make and put up for sale in Facebook. So thank you all for watching. Thank you guys who have been helping me out there. And you've joined me from all over the place tonight, and I really appreciate it. And I hope that you've learned something, that you like what we did. I hope you'll keep crafting, because you got to do something for yourself, something that you like. You know, my doctor just told me that today. I had to go for a visit and get some things checked out. And so he just looked at me and he says, so when are you going to do something for yourself? Well, you know, crafting is what I do for myself because it's what I like, it's what I love. And so if you keep crafting, it'll keep you happy and it will keep your heart happy. So just find something to make. It doesn't have to be a wreath. It can be anything that you like. I do some painting as well, do some signs as well. I change it up from now and then, and maybe I'll do some of that on a live one day. And we'll mix it up besides doing all wreaths. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a blessed and wonderful night. Merry Christmas to you all, and keep crafting. Bye. Thank you.